That's a hot start. I might leave the meeting.
Do you guys hear that?
Nothing like the sound of a crisp ranch water on a Monday afternoon. Circle 4 ranch water.
A ranch water.
They're sponsors of the show.
Proud sponsors
of the show. Circle 4 ranch water.
Boom.
Courtney Todd and the crew. I'm a bad representative because I don't have any ranch water on hand. But
it's okay because you've drank it all already. Like you just ran out before the show started. It's okay. Yeah. We just restocked today. Knew we had a show coming up, so we got some new ones in the
and no bias. Like before they jumped on as friends of the show, it is one of the best seltzers I've had, like guaranteed. That's the reason why I approached them is like this. I had this and I was like, damn, this is good seltzer. Because White Claws and Bud Light seltzers and all that kind of shit has this really soda-y flavor. Whereas
sweet.
Like club soda, how it tastes, like that's really overpowering, and especially in White Claws. But ranch water,
you can only drink the ranch water if you mix it half and half with beer.
What do you call that?
I don't know.
It's like when you mix like a beer with half Smirnoff Ice, you call it a rocket.
Yeah, I don't know what you'd call it.
We got to come up with a name.
Pussy and don't like tequila. So.
We got to come up with a name for that. That could be like the spin-off drink of the summer. But I'm officially declaring Circle 4 ranch water as the drink of the summer. So if you're not drinking it this summer, you're a fucking nerd.
Made with, for those curious, made with carbonated water, tequila, lime, and 100% agave nectar. Pure good.
That's some natural ingredients. You know what's in there. There ain't no weird shit in there. There ain't no aspartame. There ain't no weird shit in there. You know what's in that shit.
Oh,
ranch water is cowboy shit.
Bam. There you go. Okay, we haven't introduced our co-host for today. Our co-host. Yeah, former guest of the first Judgecast. And today, this is the Judgecast 2.0. So we brought back our buddy Bear Lightbound. Bear, thanks for Jordan. Sorry, official name Jordan. Everybody knows him as Bear. I didn't even know his real name was Jordan until not long ago. But here he is.
Not many people do.
Do you like when people call you Jordan?
I use it for my Ritchie Brothers world, so I'm used to it now. But
do they? So is that because does Ritchie Brothers force you to use that, or would you rather go by Bear?
I would rather go by Bear, but now
I feel like you'd command more respect. Like no disrespect, but like I feel like if I'm working with a guy named Bear, I ain't fucking around.
Nobody fucks with Bear.
Well, yeah. No, I answer to either anymore. So
did you get chirped more or less having a name Bear in the dub?
Yeah, for sure. Well,
more?
Well, no, I don't think so. I didn't get chirped a whole bunch when I was going anyway.
Those little twerps never gave you much shit, Bear?
Well, they usually got it right back, and it surprised them. So,
okay, there'd have to be more chirping in the hockey world. You wouldn't get as much.
What's the best chirp you've ever given or received?
This thing working? I was asking rodeo or hockey first.
Rodeo. Well,
you can't really do it in rodeo.
Rodeo guys are a lot more. Rodeo guys are a lot more aggressive when they get fired up, but
in being your position, they're usually mad at you, like really mad at you.
Yeah.
You're the
so when they get fired up, they're really fired up, and then there's an odd chance in rodeo you might, they might get mad enough that they'll take the $500 fine and punch you in the mouth.
Or in hockey, you can't go that far.
Yeah, in the Western League that don't happen. But I'm officially retired of the Western Hockey League now. So.
Yeah, congrats!
Congratulates! Yeah, great career.
Thanks,
what's the retirement package look like from the?
Yeah, no package in that deal there. But.
Well, this is good because it opens up more space for you to come to hockey tournaments with us. As you know, we're a good time.
That's right. Yeah,
you and I can get back on the pregame paralyzers.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, Wacey. Your question was about the best chirp on the ice in hockey.
You've ever given or received?
I had a kid one time. He was in between whistles. He was just a pain in my ass the whole time. He was every time the whistle go, he's the tough guy in the group, pushing and shoving and tender. I said to him, I actually followed him right to his bench, and I said, "Hey, what are you up to? Like the whistle goes, we need to stop this. It's getting annoying, is what it's doing." And he told me that the scouts are here to watch him play in between the whistles because that's how he gets noticed. And I said, well, I'm going to be the first guy probably in your life to tell you that there isn't a scout here watching you, kid.
And his look was in a body bag.
He was shocked. He didn't like that. Yeah,
that's good.
But
I like that.
Somebody's got to be honest with the kid, eh?
Did you say who it was? I was joking around saying it was a Virtanen, but it wasn't.
No, it was.
It
was after Virtanen's time, but
okay.
I could see. Yeah, well, Jake was good enough that he did have scouts looking at him. But
awesome.
Oh,
it wasn't easy to get along with, that kid. That's for sure.
Oh dear.
He just
okay. And then the best one that you got. Like, did you ever get floored by one too from a kid that really fucking got you in the guts? Just real nut punch in there. Did anybody get you?
No. Them kids usually aren't that witty at that age. They need to grow up a little.
Okay. But so was it is it a beer league one then, or where? Like you gotta have a good one somewhere.
I can't think of any off the top of my head that I was like, ooh, that's a good chirp.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just don't listen to him strong enough. I don't know.
Yeah, fair. That's allowed. Boys,
maybe I'm just so good, Teddy, that I don't get chirped that often.
Hey, that's ideal. That's ideal. Because I know, like, I only have like 2 judge memories. There was one where I was at the high school rodeo in Drayton Valley. It was my hometown rodeo, and I was all pumped up and 16, 17 in the bull riding. And I was mad at Chris Koenig because he didn't give me a re-ride. And he just kind of looked at me like, whatever. And I was like, I felt bad after. But I remember that one. And it was nothing, right? Like I just kind of was pissed off because I didn't get a re-ride. I was like 72 or something and was mad. I could have been more. And it was like, whatever. And there was one there where it was Dustin Tompkins was judging at the Jamboree in Camrose. And this bull, little bull, I think I was in the junior bull riding, or I don't know if it was the dub or what the hell it was. But this thing kicked out, and he kicked out, and I kind of got my chin and whipped me down a bit, and I slapped the ever-living shit out of him, enough to where there was shit on my hand. And I slapped the shit out of him.
Literally slapped the shit out of him.
I literally slapped the shit off of him, and there was shit on my hand, and Tompkins never called me for a slap. And afterwards in the beer, I was like, man, I slapped the shit out of him. He's like, I didn't see it. And I'm like, fuck, all right, cool, thanks.
You had the right angle.
It. Yeah. But it was one of those ones where I felt guilty because I slapped this bull so hard that my hand was dirty. The crime scene was clear, and I got away with. So
you should never feel guilty about that.
It's a bit before instant replay, man. Yeah, take the money and run there for sure.
What's your best judge story, Wacey? You got one?
Man, I told them the show with Barrett. It involves him.
Oh, okay.
At the Brooks Pro Rodeo.
Oh, I forget.
Oh, right. Yeah, we don't need to tell the world how bad I am. No.
Okay.
I was fired up about that one.
Moving on. We were all at a couple events this weekend. Bear was really on the rodeo trail. How many blueberries did you have out there on the trail, Bear? Bear, you had a couple or what?
Yeah, a couple. Yeah.
Jeez, how many beers deep were you by the time you got to Kennedy on Saturday? Did you have any on the road?
Well, I was hurting pretty good, so
you were in Kennedy.
I was. I seen you from a distance.
What the fuck?
I should have come over and said hi. But
you're like a fucking ghost, man.
I was hiding behind the chutes because I wasn't supposed to be there. I wasn't part of the 150 there.
Oh dear!
Wow.
But no, I was traveling with. The boss told me I was allowed to travel.
You can't say that. It's not allowed.
No.
Should never happened. That should never happen.
No, because they were.
Especially what?
Huh?
Yeah.
No.
I was catching a ride.
He was catching a ride, and he ended up in. Where'd you end up at? Kennedy. And then there was a couple guys that happened to be there that you gave some shit once they never fucking stayed on.
Yeah, you could probably figure out who that was, Wace.
Man, I was so disappointed.
So disappointed in what? You didn't get to see Bear, or what part? Or that they never stayed on?
No, now that I know that news, I'm kind of disappointed in that. And also, it's just for that event, of all the guys you could have had show up there, you picked out some pretty good ones, and then they all fell off.
Yeah, and really, they shouldn't have.
No. Knowing those guys, and as well as I know those guys, they should be the ones that you can guarantee.
They were beating themselves up over it for sure.
It's pretty funny. But no, that was Kennedy. For what it was, man. Working Kennedy was sweet. A lot of people involved hadn't really been part of a big production before, and they knocked it out of the park, man. They got a good way to kind of ease back into things. It was so nice to see some people. I was tearing stuff down with Rob Schmidt after, and I went and grabbed some beers for us, and I just like stopped and like I was like, fuck, this is nice. Like it's a beautiful summer night. I got a t-shirt on, having some beers, like haven't been to a road, like got to see some people I haven't seen in years, and yeah, it was good stuff, man.
It kind of felt like COVID was over when we were out there. Like it was damn near done.
It's a taste of normalcy, hey? Like you can see some people and interact and laugh and have some fun and whatever, right? So
I don't know about you guys, but I got drunk on the ranch waters and whatnot since about Tuesday. It was pretty heavy, pretty hard on my liver. Today,
Ed was lost in the sauce all week.
Oh dear, it was quite the time, But it was good stuff. Good to get back. Parsonage ends up getting the win in PA. Zane Lambert makes a big ride in the short round on the first night. Bear, thank you. 91 points. Don't mind if I do. We were talking about that too. You said that was kind of a special score for you almost. That's the
highest one I've ever marked.
Damn.
So, it was. Yeah, and in my opinion, I'd stand up behind it and say it's probably the best one that I've seen too. So that was a really good bull ride.
23.5 on a 22.5 for 46.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Wow, quick math, Steady. Nice work.
And then 23 on 22, 45. So you 91. Yeah, that was Dallas was a 45. And you guys were bang on the whole weekend. It was.
Yeah, we're pretty close. Yeah, first time I ever worked with them too.
Yeah. It might have been because you guys were on the same channel on the radios. Maybe, I don't know. And you went first.
I was putting my scores in first. I
don't know.
The truth comes out.
I'm not giving anybody any trouble, but it was kind of.
At least there was no help. Did you see the tie in the fucking saddle bronc riding in the short round in Kennedy?
I heard about it.
I don't know if I should comment on that.
Man, I as soon as because I was working with Sam Winslow there, and she said the scores to Rob and Doug, and I was like, "Are you fucking me right now?"
I was a little irritated, to be honest, Race. I was irritated that they have so little guys in the bronc riding and the bareback riding. To the bareback riding, like, would they have 6 or 5 guys?
I think it was 6.
6. Okay, so you need
5 in the bareback and 6 in the saddle bronc. Whatever. Right.
So you need 2 to come back in each event, and in the bareback riding, they got 3 80s out of 6. Like, come on, boys, pick a winner. That's not good.
Just like a half a point. Like, all you need to do, like, that's, and even in the short
separation.
In the short go, like, especially the saddle bronc riding, as soon as she said 79, I was like, you're fucking kidding me. It's an event. You have a 2-man short round and you have a tie. Like, please, no.
I feel like, if it's a true 79 and those, you're trying, it's on floor rodeo, you're trying to, make it entertaining. Well, why not be 84? Like, you know what I mean? Bump your average up, boys. It's easy to do.
It, man.
More beers, more points, man. More beers.
Yeah, exactly. Like the bareback riding I felt was really bad. I thought the first guy out really got screwed. If he would have been the last guy out, he probably would have been 84, and I thought he should have been 84. Mm-hmm. That was a good bareback ride. But that being said, it was the first one that them judges probably looked at in a year. So
yeah,
everybody's
there's a lot
rusty.
of woo points going on in this next couple bareback rides to get to 80 points. I thought. So.
Oh man, yeah, for sure.
I know I was a little rusty out there.
Oh, dude, that was like the week before you and I hadn't opened my music computers since the Wild Rose Finals in 2019. So
you're not supposed to tell anybody that, ways.
Why? Well, I'm being honest, man. It's because transparency.
Oh man, yeah, I bought a lot of music. I think I got a bill for like $55 off iTunes the next day.
Hey man, at least you're buying it. At least you're buying it.
Hey man, support the artist. Support the artist.
Exactly. Transparency.
We better call that a good top of the show, though, boys. We'll be back with our guest after this. Thanks to my co-host Wacey Anderson. We even say this is episode 93 of Cowboy Shit. We're been doing this for a couple shows now, but 93. I'm Ted. He's Wacey. Third man on the job this week. Bear Lightbound. Guest co-host. We'll be back after the break. Okay, episode 93 of Cowboy Shit with Ted and Wacey. I'm Ted. He's Wacey, our guest co-host this week. Bear Lightbound from, I guess, now making his home in Manyberries, Alberta. Thanks for joining us, Bear. Our guest this week, though, here we are. He's a PRCA Pro official, judged over 20 years at the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. He rode the legendary bull Oscar 3 times, but only got a score twice. Judged all but 7 PBR World Finals. From Kingman, Arizona, Allan Jordan. Thanks for joining us today, Mr. Jordan.
You're welcome, guys.
Appreciate it. We Where should we start? I don't know where to start there. It's such a legendary career. Bear was telling me different things too, and we've talked about this for a long time. And Jeremy Wumbold was the one that got us connected a while back, and he said we need to get Aaron we need to get Allan on a show because he'd have such great stories and be a great guest. So thanks, Jeremy, for getting us connected. But thanks for
Jeremy's a good guy.
Yeah, really
Jeremy's
good dude.
A great guy. Yeah. Well, I can give you a little background. I was raised with a rodeo company that owned RSC, owned Oscar and a lot of them bulls and stuff. Since I was little, I flanked almost 5 or 6 national finals rodeos before I was 18. I was a flank man for them in Oklahoma City and stuff. And then when we sold our company, I flanked a couple of years for Groundy at the NFR in Vegas. So that gave me my upbringing with the livestock and all that. It was good. I'm blessed to have that upbringing.
And so you started. So how many finals have you been to? You've been to if you started in Oklahoma City and then Vegas, it started at 85 or 6.
6 somewhere in
Have you been to every one since the 80s, or when did you start, or what have you missed?
Oh, I can't tell you which ones I did miss. I mean, I was there a couple of years in Vegas for Jolie, for flanking duties, and then I was on and off as a reserve, judging. And then they had a system that Deshaun Davis had a system after so many years that they take the pro officials only, and then they started needing more officials. So then they brought me in as a reserve, and then they brought a guy named Jimmy Adams in as a reserve, and then that's kind of opened it up for the reserves from here on out because they need so many judges there for the, I think we take 14 or so.
Holy! And originally there were 6 or 8, or what did it start out as before it got to be 14?
No, I'm thinking that I think they took, back in the day, they would take injured guys like Gary
really?
Toole. Yeah, they take them, they nominate them, and that didn't work so good for the production part of Las Vegas events because they were running so much speed, and production was a high priority.
Yeah. So then
they brought the pro officials in, and they were more groomed for production purposes, so they kept them there, and that from there on, it's kind of went that way.
Bear, do you want to start with something from your list here?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, I got to, background how I met Allan. I went to my first judging clinic, and I was lucky enough that Allan was one of the instructors. And we heard some good stories that weekend for sure. And hopefully we can touch on some of them. I remember the first time, I was talking to one of the other instructors at that deal, and when it was Steve Knowles, and I said to Steve, I said, did Allan even? He damn near spit his beer across the table, and he's like, did he even fucking ride bulls? Yeah, that guy is a bull rider. So then I had to quiz Allan on the Oscar story, and maybe you can touch on that, Allan. World famous bucking bull. Everybody that knows bull riding knows that bull, and you happen to get scores on him twice, so that's pretty unbelievable.
Yeah, the first time I had him at Oakdale, not Oakdale, Pomona, California. And this is, I'm going to date myself. This is before we had the watches out in the arena or anything else. And I rode him, and I was really young. I was 17 years old, and right at the whistle he bucks me off. Well, the timer, which was Nancy Cook. She was a great lady. She come and told us after the race, she goes, I just couldn't believe you were riding that far. I looked up at 7 seconds. She's the one blowing the whistle. And I said, well, it ain't no big deal. When I have him again, I'll ride him. And so the best story of the Oscar story is where I had to go home and go to work with my dad. And he's working this mine pit, and there was no phones, no cell phones or nothing. So I tell him at 10 o'clock, he's running a crew. I said, you have to get me over there to the phone. I have to enter Procom at this certain time. And he goes, what? Because he entered the Bulldog and stuff. He goes, that's bullshit. I go, no. So he takes me off a tractor, and he hauls me all the way back over to the office, and I enter. Well, 2 days later, we go back and get callbacks, and it's 168 bull riders, one go around at Salinas. Jesus. And they say, you got 16 Oscar.
Ooh.
And I go, could you repeat that to my father? And so I had Oscar. He couldn't believe it.
No way.
So yeah, so I get to Salinas. I'm 17 years old. I'm a cocky bull rider. I go, hell, he welled me when he did buck me off at Pomona, which he never welled anybody hardly, you know. And so I get on him, and I get around there, and I'm riding about 2 or 3 rounds, and he started to drop me. I said, this ain't going to work. And when I move out, my feet go over my head, and he busted my ass. He wiped me out. He threw me off there hard. So, yeah, but it was a good experience. It was all a learning experience. And then I come back at Oakdale and was 96 on him. And then I come back, and I had him another time, and I welled myself on him. And then I come back and rode him at Visalia for 93.
Holy.
Yeah.
I would hope that you won both times when you rode.
Oh, I did by about 15 points because they didn't mark nothing.
Holy
back
shit.
Yeah.
You know?
So looking back, Allan, now that, you know, marking as many as you have, I don't know, is there a video of you on Oscar? Or?
Shit, I don't even think they had video back then.
Well, I just love to mark you.
Yeah, we had the question. We were wondering what you would have marked yourself on him. Like what would you?
You know what? I hear this a lot. A lot of people. I flanked him when Donnie rode him at the Cow Palace. I was there when Guy Barth rode him at San Jose, and I would not mark myself on him. That's not fair.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, them 2 bull rides right there. Oscar had a little different day at the Cow Palace, and I think he was even faster now. And he faded all the way down the moat. And that the only other time I seen him go the other way besides with me at Visalia, he did it with Guy Barth, and that Guy Barth stood up, sit right in the middle of it. It was so beautiful. I think he might have been 89 back then. Guy was, yeah, it was beautiful bull ride.
And this, I don't remember the year right now. I always remember seeing your name in the record books up near the top from the
yes.
with the 96. But
with John Quintana and I were 96, and Eddie Flynn was 97 on Red Lightning.
Yeah, and then was Donnie 97 on Oscar too? Is that one in the books too, or am I mistaken on that?
Donnie was 97 on him.
Yeah, at the Cow Palace, right?
Hold on, let me back up. I screwed that up. Donnie was 97 on him. I was 96. Quintana was 96 on. I'm trying to think what he rode. And then here come Denny on Red Lightning. I think a year later he was 98. I'm thinking, and then the magnificent 100-point bull ride, as you all know.
What are your thoughts on that? As we
can I?
Yeah, your honest opinion, Allan. Your honest opinion.
Honest opinion is it's about 30 points too high, but
yes, sir.
You know, if they're going to do that, they should have been 110 with Troy Dunn on Outlaw, the same performance.
Huh.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
they screwed up.
Well, they had the mentality that they started marking 10s in the Olympics for the gymnasts and stuff. Why not mark 10s in the bull riding, I think. But I will tell you a good story on that, because I'm the one that got Russell Davis was one of them. He's a very good, like a brother to me. And so I got Jack Hannum to use him. He's short judges. And so they used him, and here he is. He marks his 100, him and Raymond Lewis. So that Jack is livid mad at me. He run the program back then. So finally he needed another judge. He goes, I'll just tell you what, Russell's going to go with you to Roseburg. I said, sure. So Russell and I are out there judging, and after every ride, I'd turn to Russell and go, Russell, I'm 39. I hope you're not 50.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I terrorized him pretty good.
Okay, Denny Flynn, 98 on Steiner's Red Lightning. Palestine, Illinois, 1979.
Yep.
And they got Donnie Gay, 1977 on Oscar.
On Oscar at the Cow Palace, yeah.
Yeah. Dang. So were you on the cards for that big score at the PBR World Finals last year with Jose? Were you at that one? No.
Yeah, I tell you what, I was. That's the one I didn't go to because I had a rodeo.
Oh, that's right. When you wrecked your shoulder or your arm.
Yeah, I was still wrecked out. Yeah, but I stayed and went to Brawley and did that rodeo, which is a great rodeo, and I got the film sent to me of Jose on that red, and then I got a phone call from Cody Lambert, and he goes, what would you mark him? And I said, probably 24, 25 ride on a 24 bull. It's one of the best bull rides I've ever seen.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm hands down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
98, 99. If they're marking the way they're marking nowadays, you'll see them out there flatties are 89 and 90. I guarantee that was a 99, 90, whatever you want. I didn't think you could dock anywhere.
Like I agree. Like I thought it had to be one of the. I thought they were low on it. Like at 95 3/4. Like I don't think they were right. Like I think they could have been like you're saying. Yeah, they were not. It was not right. Yeah. It was one of the rankest bulls and one of the rankest bull rides ever in the history of our sport. Might have been the best.
I talked to Joe Lee, and I guess I replayed that 20 times, and I just kept looking at him, going, "Holy cow, that was amazing,
unbelievable!"
And that's only seeing it on video, not even see it in real life. Like,
yeah, it was fantastic bull ride, and he comes back and rides him again later, and I know it's not as ticky right at the top, but I mean he's still ticky second place. You know what I'm saying? It's still a great bull ride.
Yeah. So what makes it that high of a score in your eyes compared to the other ones? What are the specifics that make it that extremely high?
Well, for one thing, it's the opportunity to get on a bull like that, and that bull is trying to buck him off. There was not one good spot to ride him. The second thing, and I say this all the time, you can get on a good bull that turns back right there, and if you don't give him a shot to buck you off, you just clamp down, you're about a point over from me. If you show a movement and chance for the bull to buck you off every time and you square back up, you can be 2 points over and never spur him from me, because that's just style and opinion. And so he opened up and he was moving. He never had one seat, and he was square back at everything that bull gave him. So that's where I just said, oh God, I mean, you could have marked him a 25 ride, really. And
then the bull side. What about the bull side?
I little red, I couldn't dock him one part. I mean, he was doing everything, buck him off, had the drop and the movement, and there was just not one nice seat in the whole time without having any bad jumps. Any jumps that would cost him any points. He was blowing and bucking. So that's what I'm saying. 24 and a half, whatever.
But you couldn't. Sorry, go ahead. No, you go.
I see. So really, you got up there. I get up there at the top of that deal, and I always reward for, great body posture stuff. And I can bring this back to this weekend here because the little Indian boy,
Cody Jesus,
he gritted it out on 2 buckers, and I mean big, strong buckers, and he earned every point he got, and never had a clamp down one. I mean, he just kept hustling the whole time.
So why are the judges or the guys that were in Vegas or in, I guess, Arlington at the World Finals, are they worried to mark stuff too high, or why wouldn't they let it fly on one like that? Judge, Barry, you can speak to this too, but are you guys worried about not looking right if you mark one too high, or like where's the feeling on that? Why wasn't it higher that night?
You're asking me or Bear?
Yeah, you had Allan. You answer.
Well, I don't think I tell you what that we get into judging, which I try to work away from, is you're trying to place them. This is a big thing. You're trying to place them where you shouldn't be trying to place them. And I'm not saying I never did that. I will tell you, years and years ago, it didn't matter as long as you got the placings right. And I think a lot of that got lost in the truism of the points and what the crowd gets to see. And I'll tell you what was the greatest example. The learning lesson for me was I did Fort Worth for 20 years, something like that. And if you come in with that mentality of worrying about placing them, you'd screwed up every time, because we had 29 performances plus a short go with multiple go rounds back and forth, back to back. So you just learned them. If I like it, I get on it. If you like it and you see what you want to see in it with the criterias, mark it, because you're not gonna run out of points. I remember the PBR Finals one year with Michael Gaffney rode a Canadian bull. I think I had him. I swear to God, I think I marked him 48. And that was a lot of points. And I was on the back. I could probably have been more if I was out in the arena, because that's a little different view. But I'm not. I don't think they're scared. I think they might be carrying baggage they shouldn't be carrying, of all that stuff. But when it comes to them great rides, it's just what you see is mark it and get away from it,
You think
how many times are we going to see somebody make a better bull ride than Jose Vitor Lime right there on that red?
I don't know.
Or not.
Or not, yeah.
No.
So
I think, to touch in on that, I think that, them guys that at the World Finals are, obviously they're very qualified to be there.
Oh, yeah, they're great judges.
They're judges. And it's just like you said, Alan, it's, if you like it, jump all over it. Well, they maybe picked it apart a little bit, but I guarantee you they probably watched the replay and they're probably shit, he could have been at 98.
I'm telling you, them boys are the top of the line that was there, and there's nothing. And I mean, they've got a great attitude, and a lot of times it's visual. Like on that back, it's tough. There's a lot of times, if they're too close. So either you go astronomically too high, and I'm famous for this, and then you watch the video and go, oh my God, he only kicked 2 inches, and you're the idiot, But
so do you think? Sorry, go ahead.
No.
I was going to say quick. Wacey has one, but do you think the back of the chutes is a too tough of a place to judge from? Like, is that not a true look? No, but you would rather be there. Okay.
Yeah, I tell you what, you get comfortable with it. It's a great spot to be. It's a whole nother vision, and I think the more vision you get from different spots, the truer your score is going to come to be.
Okay. Wacey, you had one. What were you?
Oh, I was just gonna you mentioned how you're gonna ever see a better ride than what Jose made. Do you think that we'll ever see that 96.5 threshold broken? Like, there's been a few rides that have probably should have been higher than that, and this hasn't been pushed over that point.
That's a great point, Wacey. I will tell you, with the livestock that's coming nowadays, and I can get way back on this, but the bulls they're breeding nowadays, and the contestants, what they're going through to make them bull rides, they're at a whole nother level. And the way I back this up is, in my era, in the eras before me and the eras after me, we'd go rodeoing, and it'd be in the rain, the snow, the wind, different deliveries, different flank man, mud, and all that crap. It was hard to get on an NFR type bull with any consistency. So that you had to be able to handle the big out of line ones, and the ones that don't kick and run in three jumps down the arena and then turn back flat and run some more. And so then you get on 5 or 6 or 7 of them, and then here comes these good bulls. You know what I'm saying? There was a balance there. And I see nowadays with the boys that are getting on now, when you get on good bulls every day, I guarantee your riding average, it may look bad, but you're still riding awful good. These bulls are amazing. I mean, it's amazing what they've come.
There's a lot of ways. Sorry, go ahead, Wace.
I was going to say, is there a way we can catch up our riders to the bull power then? Like, we've had this conversation with a few people where it's like, there's been so much invested in the bull side of the industry, but not quite as much in the rider side. So how do we get it so our riders are being at that same level?
Well, I'm going to go on the fact that it's a lot mental. It's a lot how you're raised. I mean, you just look society nowadays, how many troubadours, whatever, who's that guy that runs your country up there?
Oh, Trudeau.
Trudeau.
Yeah. And then Mark Roy, there's the difference. They're raised one way. Mark Roy is meat and potatoes, black and white, cowboy, hard worker, black's black, white's white, and that's how it goes. I love that guy anyway. And then you have this guy that could be pulling a wagon with Biden or Obama. Okay, I didn't mean to get political here. Sorry.
That's all good. That's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. So, but I think these boys that are raised, there's not much ranch raised people anymore. And the insurance industry has got mom and dad so beat down that, they'll let them do it if they're on a bubble and they got a face mask and, knee pads and everything else. Where we rode steers and come up the hard way and let the calves and stuff walk up our back. So we knew when to get off or when we weren't going to make the whistle and stuff, So back to the whole point of this conversation is it's really touchy how you bring them through a period right there when they're young. And I'm going to go Cody Custer's hit it right on the numbers. I mean, you got to let them experience part of this stuff, with the small defeats in it, keeping them forward till when they get this all down. And then here comes the big ones instead of wiping them out when they're young.
Yeah, like prime example of that Paulo Creamer's kid right now. I mean, you see videos of that kid.
Yes.
That guy, right? That I don't know how old that kid is, but
I'm gonna guess him at 15 or 16 now. I judge him at Fort Worth every year in that little deal there, and he is amazing.
And he is like you see the videos of that kid. Ted, have you seen that kid? He's
all there.
John, yeah.
Yeah, he's top notch. And I mean, them guys take a lot of work and not push him to the point of that we're going to hurt him, right? Because that guy's good enough, he can be riding him.
Yeah, Paulo, when we see him, Paulo will have him ready.
Yeah. Like that's a kid that I look at. That's like, okay, like you want to talk about a guy that's coming up that can ride them next great ones. Like I'm sure there's some more out there that maybe don't have the publicity of him, but in my opinion, Ted, your question, or Wacey, or whoever asked, how are we going to get these guys to ride them? Like, in my opinion, you watch them young kids, and they're coming. I think.
Yeah. Jimmy Morris has a young boy coming up. It's right. He's super. They just keep giving him feathering through there. It'll be good. Now, there's quite a few young kids coming.
Wacey, I want to pass back to you here if you got something on your mind.
Caught me off guard.
Okay, that's fine.
No, you're good, man. You're good, man. Yeah, you're good.
I saw you there kind of looking a little bored, and I wanted to make sure you're engaged.
No, I'm trying to be engaged as possible.
Okay, there's a lot of ways you can go on this.
Let me break you up.
Yeah, go ahead.
I get all the credit for Cody Snyder, boys.
Tell us.
Yeah, give it to us.
I get all the credit for that little redheaded guy. You know the story that I can't say. But anyway, when he comes down with Slosher and them, he ends up with me. And he ends up with me. He's rodeoing with me down here.
Really?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. I groomed him to be a perfect gentleman too.
I
hope he listens to this podcast because he is one of my heroes.
I'm sure he will. We'll have to mention to that next time we get together with him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a question now.
No,
I got a question.
Hold on. What was the story though? First, tell us more.
So the next year he comes down and we're at Denver and he's in his van. He's cooler and shit, and he thinks shit. And I'm there and I'm the Californian and we're gonna go to New York but his mom and dad and his uncle come down. They fly down, so we have to pick them up and we're going to Denver and we're in this is back in the old days and we're in traffic like some bitch when we can't get to the deal and I said, well, just pull the exit's right there. I said, just pull to the right and go down the side of the road. It's legal if you're going to get off. Oh, okay. He does that shit. Well, we pass a cop. Lights come on.
Oh, no.
Pull him over. Oh, yeah. When he gets back in that van, I'm going to tell you what, he couldn't say shit because his mama was in there, but I guarantee you when we get her his mom.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. He's a good boy.
Sorry, Wacey, you had one.
Okay. I just want to talk about the evolution of it. Like, you've been around the sport for so long. Has your approach to how you judge events changed over the years? Or have you have your system that you learned early on and you kind of stuck to that process as you went?
That's a great question. I think every day you learn and you evolve, but you're right. I got to go through, what is it? I'm going to say 5-6 generations. When I was flanking, I got to flank for Larry Mahan, John Quintana, all them guys, and you see it going down, so you get that experience, you get their swagger, you watch them because you want to be a bull rider and Donnie Gay and so that's all the upbringing that comes into the judging part of it. And then we used to be more black and white, it's like, you get off and they don't come up and pat you on the back when you jump off or, actually you got cussed. Well, nowadays, or the judge, what happened? What happened there? What like? I said you rode like shit. That used to be our. You're not trying. We can't say that no more. No, we're groomed to say, hey, criteria is the rule book. You didn't follow that, and you got to go now. So there was no. Back then, we had a lot of interaction, lots, and it was more on a cowboy line. Now it's more on a professional line, which I'm not saying is bad. Because it keeps you out of a lot of fist fights and stuff. Out in the old days, you could at least fight, and when you're done, go have a beer.
Yeah,
not anymore.
It just gets left at that, whereas it gets taken to the next level a lot of times now.
Yeah. We're at another level now where there's so much money in it and that stuff that it's tough.
Sorry, go ahead, Wacey.
Oh, I just had one follow-up question. You can have it back, Teddy. So over that time period, who's the best guy you've seen that just couldn't quite take it to the next level and win the championship, or the best guy that just was on the cusp but just couldn't find it or was always hurt all the time? Who's that guy?
Well, I'll stand with the majority of the older bull riders that I witnessed, and I'm going to say Denny Flynn. Denny Flynn rode every ranked sunbuck, and he proved there are a couple of years you can go to 45 rodeos while everybody else is going to 210 and place at 40 of them. I mean, that's just that type of guy. By greatness of whoever never won one, God, that's hard to say because I don't, I know that's the ultimate goal for them. But me as a kid growing up and watching them, and even if they didn't win the world championship, they were still a champion in my eyes. And so I'd hate to pinpoint any one person like that. I mean, I could be mean to Mike Stevens, a friend of mine. He had more talent than all of us, but we couldn't get him out of Las Vegas because his hair dyed, he used hairspray and stuff. He was just too cool for school.
Yeah. There's a couple spots we go to on this, Allan. I kind of want to leave it up to you. Would you rather talk on opinions on who you thought were some of the best bull riders over the years? Like I've got the question I want to pose. Is it, the greatest ever? If we're making a list of the top 10 in Canada, we had Daryl Mills, number 1. Cody was number 2. Leo Brown was 3rd. Daryl Johansson was 4th.
Now you hit one, boys.
Yeah.
Not that Cody is not the GOAT, but I'm going to tell you the Johansson boys were tough, and I love to see them show up. They could ride. Oh
yeah. So I'm curious though. I'm curious who the best is over the years. Was it Donnie Gay? Is it Kimsey now? Is it J.W. Harris? Is it Mooney? If we're gonna rank the best ever, we had to do it off of titles and qualifications and that sort of thing. We couldn't. I want to do it objectively where it's not opinions. If you were gonna do it, how would you do it that way? It's everything I've pointed to so far. It'd have to be Donnie based on the number of titles. But
yes.
I'm curious. That'd have to be it, wouldn't it?
It would be Donnie. Donnie was the toughest and the strongest willed and goal orientated and just kept digging it out. I mean, just kept digging it out, hurt or not. And it was in the blood, it was in the mud, and it was no 74-degree conditions of a building in the same buck and shoot, not films on them. Mm-hmm. Like I said earlier about the livestock getting on bad ones for 3 weeks, and then here comes back then, and this will come to play. And I see it. I'm not going to put names on it, but I'll guarantee it. We got guys turning out good bulls, buckers.
Today, you're saying?
Today. They'll say, oh, no, I can go over here and get on this 21-pointer and win more money. Huh. That didn't happen back then.
Wow.
So you get back to the greatest bull riders in the world. I'll look at the numbers of the bulls they rode. Like the Quintanas rode every ranked sunbuck. I can tell you a story about him. I'm at LeFew's house, and Quintana has been retired for 5 years. He calls and says, I'm cracking back out. And we got him on a speakerphone. And Liffey goes, you're an idiot. I don't know how old he was. So he enters Tulsa. He goes to Tulsa, and he rides his Brental. He calls us up and he goes, you're not going to believe this. I was 90 and 1 first. This bull's a buck and sunbuck. And we go, oh, BS. Well, then we do a little research, and that's when they cracked it. He was the first one to get on 777s of Harry's. He rode him right there. Yeah.
Whoa.
He said, okay, buddy, you win.
Guess he's back.
Yeah. The limit of the stories, I remember that. But I'll go back to this. Not the money one. I'm going to go back to the conditions and the bulls and the situations they have. Donnie Gay, Denny Flynn, John Quintana. I'd hate to rate them. J.B. Mooney. I mean, listen, this guy has been beat all to shit. He's rode every ranked sunbuck. I know the conditions are the same. I do. But still, you can take all that and throw it to the side because he just keeps proving it. Now he's out there. I think he won 4 out of 5 rodeos last week. He's finally getting to feel a little better. And he's probably going to be at the NFR this year, and they better pull their pants up and spurs on because he'll beat you. Yeah. So I'd hate to put one greatest of all time, put it that way. You had Butch Kirby. I mean, I would never do it because most all of them are my friends.
Yeah.
I just look at them and say, I know what you're good at, and that's kind of leave it at that.
How would you rank the PBR world title compared to a PRCA world title then and now before they got split off?
I would say that health is the issue.
Okay.
Health is the issue between them. You can be healthy and win and stay healthier longer in the PRCA because it allows you to turn out. It allows you to pick and choose. You know, you never have to get on a 22 plus bull every weekend.
Yeah.
Where the PBR, you come to PBR, you better have it on because you can't duck them.
Yeah.
Not unless you tear a leg off or concussion or something. You got to get on.
Huh. On the other side of that, then on the bulls, how much better are the bulls now? Can I say that, or do I say, are there any from back in the day that were head and shoulders above so much like the Oscars that would still be greatest ever today?
You would say, and I think this is fair to say, when you have a Gretzky, and he's playing.
Nice. That was good.
Now you're talking.
Here we go.
Yeah. You hosed me out of a case of beer. You did.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So anyway, but I will just put it this way. In my opinion, you have a Gretzky, and he's great, and he's surrounded by just a tick under him. You know, it's you can. Where am I going with this? I forgot my question.
Greatest bulls.
Oh, the greatest bulls. So you have an Oscar, you have a V61.
Yep.
You have them, so they stand out, you know, and they stand out strong, you know, and they're and then nowadays you've got 50 of them. So it's when one of them bulls stand out, they really stand out back in the day. I would say they would fit right in with this bulls nowadays. Yeah. But and they're going to get a little more credit because they were earlier standouts.
Yeah.
But nowadays you can have one that was as good as Oscar or 11 Red Lightning, and there could be 3 more in the pen that are bucking just as hard, you know?
Holy.
Yeah.
Alan, with all the bulls you've seen, there's got to be maybe one that you marked a high score down beside every time just because you liked them. Like, you know, if he met the criteria, but you were always just a little tick higher. Is out there that stands out to you that you know you liked every single time that was a high score?
Well, that Red Bull I seen Jose Vitor, I like him.
Yeah.
I mean, and I've seen him not on his best day like there. I don't know if I've seen his best day, but that was a pretty dang good day. His next trip was fantastic too. Them bulls there, I would say, if you just go by the criteria, they just keep telling you. Mm-hmm. They just keep showing you. You don't even have to like them. You know, every time you turn around, I tend to go a little bit, a degree of difficulty. They win more with me. I mean, a little more drop, maybe just not as much spin. You know, if one of them rank ones turn back in the gate and they hit in the same spot and they're kicking they have the same tempo, they're great bulls. But it's one of them ones that are changing their tempos up. That's the rodeo part of it comes back to me a little bit, is they have I think I had a bull that this weekend, 23.5, and he bucked the guy off so fast. But I mean, his back was twisted and he hit and it was turning back and he was moving forward and all that stuff, the degree of difficulty.
I would agree 100%. Like the ones that, you know, kick and spin right there, you know, they are darn sure good bulls, but it's a good way to break it down. There's degree of difficulty, and because at that level that you're looking at, all them guys can ride them ones that kick and spin right there.
Yeah. They need to, because that's their bread and butter right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I enjoy it. That's what I get out of this judging more than anything, is to get to reward it. You know, you get to flanking so long, you don't get to reward it. You know, you can put them in the go hole and everything else, but you still don't have the final deal where the judging, you get to reward it when you see it.
Yeah,
you know, that's the fun deal. You walk out of there like you rode him. God dang it, that was good, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Like all the places that you've been, Alan, bull ridings and rodeos and everything like that, do you got a favorite spot that you just love to go to judge? Maybe the committee's great to you, or maybe walking into Madison Square Gardens or something like that. Is there a place that you just absolutely love to go to every year?
I love Salinas and I love Pendleton, you know, and then I don't have the rodeo anymore, but Lancaster, California was all made out of alfalfa hay bales. All we had was, and I mean 10 foot tall, and the crowd sit on the alfalfa plus the grandstands. And we had the rope and shoots. the arena and the catch pin and the buck and shoots is the only steel you've seen in the arena. And it was fantastic. It was cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool to see for sure.
Yeah.
Back when the shoots were made of hay and the men are made of steel.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, you were on. You've got a couple more. There's a couple about. I won't take your questions. You got a couple more.
Yeah, like I know, like you not only judged the bull riding. There's many years you flagged the steer wrestling in Vegas, and you did some bulldogging as well. I believe.
Yeah.
So, looking back on your career, like what were you better at? Were you a better bulldogger or did you ride bulls better?
Bulls.
Yeah.
Bulldogging came too easy.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I went a lot in the bulldogging, but I had a great horse and my dad had a great horse before that. And it coming from the rough stock in, and we had bigger steers back then. And, you had to do things really right. Yeah. But the mentality, you go down there and they'd see you come down there and they loved you. They go, oh, look at this little bastard. He's so lucky. He don't give a shit. You just get off and throw one down and they go, oh, I just knew it. And you go, yeah, you guys are easy to beat. I just love that. I did. I used to play that role all the time.
Yeah. So being experienced with, both ends of the arena, you did both. As a judge, what did you have? What was more difficult, going down to flag the bulldogging at the NFR, or going and getting the order right in the bull riding? Like,
I'm looking at it in a positive way. I don't think either one of them are difficult. If you go in the game before you start, mentally right.
Yeah.
I mean, mentally right. I mean, if you go in there every night the same way. I don't care about. We had some discussion about that bareback riding. See, I judged it 2 years ago in the bareback ride, and I thought it went great. This year, I thought it was suspect to a lot of criticism. We've had talks about it, and I'm on the back for the fouls and stuff, and you're on the back, you see stuff, and you say, okay, well, I'm not seeing it from where they're at, So, you don't criticize. You just try to put yourself out there. But I think that if you go into it, I don't care if it's saddle bronc riding or maybe how do I say it? The bareback riding, if you go in there and just clear the mechanism and get to see the criteria that you can reward them for instead of the negatives. Yeah. A lot of times people get in there and they get to looking at for negatives, and you can never win with looking at negatives. Mm-hmm. You gotta recognize positives. And go from there. I think you'll do a great job every time.
Yeah. Did you? That totally makes sense.
On the bulldogging side of things, I listened to a show you did in Vegas, and you mentioned a point where in the bulldogging you can't take anything back. You can't fix it.
No,
it's a one shot. You drop that flag and it's done. There's no fixing it.
No fixing it. No fixing it. You're right. It's the toughest event to eat when you make a mistake. Because there's nobody else out there that's going to cover you if you're low on one or you're in a bad position. You don't get to see it. No, rough stock. And the team roping, you can go back and fix it. The calf roping, you can always fix it.
Yeah.
But the bulldogging, you can't ever fix the time. Because even on video, it doesn't. It's hard to match.
Yeah.
And then you got the big guys. Hold on, then I hope somebody will listen. And then you got them big guys that if you bring them back and give them a rerun, they're going to beat everybody's ass on that next time they have it.
Well, I was going to follow up my question with, being at both ends. There's heated moments in the bulldogging and in the bull riding. So, like, what's worse, them guys standing on the back of the roping boxes chirping like crows, or is it the bull riders that maybe chirp a little bit more?
Well, I'm gonna go with your officiating from the hockey. They don't get the chirp.
Yeah.
They don't get the chirp. And if you allow them to chirp, you're going to lose. So you don't get into any one-on-ones. If your rapport is good enough with him, you'll say, hey, that's what I seen. Okay, they're good. But if you let them get crowd mentality on you, I've watched a lot of good judges go downhill and never come back.
No way.
Yeah.
Speaking of the bulldogging, have you ever had any run-ins with a larger redheaded guy from Canada up
Which
here?
One?
Won the world a time or two?
Which one, Lee?
Yeah.
No, I have one time. He shows up at Hermiston, and they missed their run. And they hired a jet or something to come in there, and he missed a run, and they wanted their steers back, and said, "No, that ain't gonna work." No.
Yeah, it's over.
He was good though. He tried. I said, "Nice try, but it ain't working." And if you bring him back, I'm not flagging you.
Yeah. You're not gonna get it time.
No, Lee and I, we were always pretty good. He was a great guy.
What was it like being around Gary LeFew back in the day? Like Ted and I both spent time at his place, man, and I loved hanging around him. Like he totally turned my bull riding career around for what it was, I love hanging out there.
This can go on for 3 hours now.
I want to hear about Gary, man.
So when LeFew, Hot Man, and all this crap, and I'm 15, 16 years old. I used to go help him, and I used to do all the teaching. And you'll understand this. I was the dick in the arena. I'm the one to put him on the bulls, and he'd be up there with a video camera being cool. That's just Gary. And he would go over that night over the films. I had Teddy there. I mean, Charlie came. I just talked to Charlie. He was telling the boys about it when he come to LeFew's too. And I'd match your ability to the animals we had. And then I had the work crew that I'd get and I mean, this went on for years until finally, the boys got an old Brett and them got old enough, and Judd Paul, that they were kind of doing it. And I was pretty much moving my life away. But yeah, I can tell you a billion stories on it. You know, it's a positive aspect of my life. That family was really good, and Sandy took care of us all. And Brett, I mean, he's golden. Judd Paul, he's been doing well with his children now. I'm kind of watching them, and LeFew, we even rodeoed some. I remember the last time we rodeoed, we went to Boulder, Colorado, and I pulled his rope, and this bull flipped over on him, and he was screaming like a girl. And he was just screaming like a girl. And I jump over, and I kicked the gate and let the bull roll out of there. Well, he rolled the right where he kept trying to roll on top of him because Gary's hand was in it, but thank God it was deep sand. And they finally got him loose. They got him loose, and he pulled him apart pretty good. But
oh no,
he took an ass chewing for every bit of 2 years on the screens. I mean, I killed him on the screen. No screaming. You can't be screaming like a girl.
Oh, geez.
So, Allan, when you were helping Gary, you know, at them schools and stuff, was there a kid that come through there that you thought this kid's going to make it? And
oh yeah, lots of them. Lots of them. Like Teddy. I remember Teddy at his first bull riding school. He come to Lake Comanche where I was living with a stock contractor, and Mahan put it on. And Teddy would get on everything, and I mean, he was coming. And so then I remember when he shows up at LeFew's, he might as well, you know, here I am again, you know. And I was the flank man up there, and now I'm the guy telling him to get on. And hell, he rode everything I put him on. And I mean, he rode some good bulls, and we have the jackpot at the end. And we had a bull called 32 Kung Fu that ended up going to the finals. And he was young, and Teddy goes, he'd always ask me, what's that bull going to do? And I'd tell him, well, I waited till the jackpot. And I said, this Kung Fu, he's going to go out there and he's going to turn back right there to the left. And you got to get there. They haven't rode him and everything else. And so that Teddy, he's being right-handed. He jumped over there making a big old trap, and that Kung Fu drilled him. He gets up. He went the other way. Yeah. And I said, there's the first lesson you learn. Never believe the stock contractor or the flank man.
Jeez. And like you're talking, Ted Noose is never like one of the only guys to did you ride? No, he didn't ride all 10 at the finals, but made the finals more than anybody else in the history of the NFR. Like made it like 20 times, didn't he?
I don't know about that. I knew back in my day, I remember Jerome Robinson beat that record.
Okay.
I mean, I remember at the Cow Palace, he was fighting with not fist fighting, but they were battling for that record. It was coming down. God, I'm trying to think who it was with. But Jerome was getting that record, and I don't know if they ever beat it or not.
To make the finals the most amount of times?
Yeah.
I got to look at this. I'm pretty sure Ted made it like 20 times.
Did he?
I think so. I got to look back here now and try and find it, but I could be. Oh, I'm wrong. 14 times.
Yeah. So then I think Jerome was maybe 12 or something. 13.
Okay. It could be it.
Yeah.
Sorry to go get you sidetracked on that.
No,
there's
you're
gotta
good.
There's got to be some wild stories from the days on the road too. I remember Gary had one about somebody. Oh, what the heck was the story now? We were at the school and he said somebody there. I don't know if it was a bull rider or cowboy. I don't know who it was now, but he had this story about this like cowboy guy ended up being like high-centered on somebody else's wife and somebody shot him in the back and killed him. That was a pretty wild story. But
okay, I didn't. I'm not going there. No, that's a nice piece of cheese, but I'm not going there, boys. Now, if we're drinking beer and we're not on tape, I'll tell you every one of them. But
what can you tell us that'd be close to the line though? I just can't imagine. Like, there's just so much stuff out there, and before cameras, and like, it probably used to be
such
much
a different
fun.
time. Yeah,
Different time.
Well, okay, I'll give you this little. I'll give you this one. Okay, we were Lefevre buys this bucking machine, right?
Yeah,
and it's the Golden Nugget. It's the best bucking machine of the time, and we're just being carnies. You know, we're going to the fairs and playing and running this bucking machine and getting people on it, making money. And so Gary, I run it, and Gary'd run it, and we'd get 60, 80 people watching people ride it. And then we go to Sacramento Fair, and remember them old two tops that girls used to wear?
Yeah.
So Gary, I'm running it. Gary's somewhere, I can't tell you where he's at. And there's got to be 50 people out there. And this girl gets on there, and her pants are really tight and white, just white pants, right? And she's got this tube top on, and I'm just playing it along, you know, letting her jump and kick, and I'm telling her to move forward and get with it. And then I turn it to the crowd, and I start butt jumping and kicking it, and that top falls down, and then pants split completely out, and she's screaming, "Turn it off!" And she can't stand it. And finally I see Gary, and Gary's over there behind the crowd, and he is crying, laughing.
Oh no!
Finally I turned it off, and I got cast, and out she goes, but. Yeah, just almost undressed her on the bucking machine.
Oh, wow.
Nowadays, I'd go to jail.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's wild. That's awesome.
Hey, Allan, what I know, like, you know, obviously riding Oscar, that's like, you know, feather in your cap. You know, was there a bull that you strapped it on that you thought, holy shit, this one might be bigger and badder, well, definitely bigger, but badder than Oscar?
Yeah, I mean, I rode plus 61 a flying use at San Bernardino one year, and he was unridden for he went a long time, so I think he got crippled, you know. I rode him, and then there's been a handful that have been warranting for. You didn't get the high score on them because you didn't get the publicity and all that stuff, but when you got off, you know, and that's why I think I go back to them bulls that are up and down and strong, and every jump's different.
Yeah,
you know,
hard to ride.
Yeah, where Oscar, you could not make a mistake or he had you.
Yeah.
But if you did it right, you were there. You know what I'm saying? And you couldn't beat him over there. If you did beat him over there, he'd go to moving, you know, and he'd have that hellacious roll right out of there. Which I'll tell you, what benefited me was my long legs.
Right
on him. Yep, they really did. You know, and I pulled that rope right up on his shoulders, and that's kind of what I did there.
Yeah. And being you know, this is a Canadian podcast. Can you tell us the best Canadian bull that you've ever seen?
Well, that's hands down.
Which one?
In my era, we sent you guys Bunny. You wouldn't get on him. Now look at all you shits up there. It's bred from Bunny, and what was the white bull? Horrible Hagar.
Yeah,
Hagar.
I was there when them bulls first went to NFR in Oklahoma City.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the highest scores ever in Canada was Dale. Not Dale. It was Bruce Johansson rode Hagar for like 94 in Wainwright.
I'm telling you right now. I'm to tell you, them Johansson boys were all there. I
think the three of us on this podcast probably steer riding school. Did you go, Wacey? Did you ever go to the?
Yeah, I went to the steer riding and bull riding school. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
But, but I'll tell you who else rode the rank of some bitches in the world is Slewwater.
Yeah, Sleepy.
Yeah, he was bad.
No, Slewwater was Dan Lowry.
No, not Slewwater, but Sleepy.
Yeah,
Sleepy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But I've heard a lot of good things about Sluwater too, about Dan Lowry though too.
Yeah, Dan Lowry was badness. I remember this is in the transition to the bull ridings, and they called me and they wanted me to do this bull ride in Phoenix. And I said, yeah, no problem. I come from our circuit finals. Charlie's putting it on. This is before the PBR. You know, they kind of had all these. And so I get there. Well, Charlie informs me I'm the only judge. I go, what? He goes, yeah, I'm the only judge. And he goes, and this is how you're going to do it. And then me, Tough, and them are all there. We got the best in the world. This is the first time I've ever seen the IRA guys and everybody get invited. You know, all the other association guys. And so I said, okay. He goes, you just turn, you mark them. Total score, turn around, tell the announcer, they write it down and move on.
Holy
I said,
shit.
okay. And I go, all right. I'm thinking this shit out. So me and Lambert get over there and I said, come here. We got to figure this shit out. And if they don't make the whistle, I still got to mark them.
Mark the whole ride or mark?
Yeah.
What are you marking? Really?
So like if you're going to be 88 for 5 seconds and you get bucked off, you're going to be 55. I'm going to go every 10 points for every second you don't make it.
Holy.
Okay, we can do that. So I got that down. So then I go, what about that last second? This is when me and Cody, I said, that last second, I don't know what to do. So Sluwater, first sunbuck out of the hat, rides 179.
Oh, no.
And I go, ooh, I think I have him, I think he was going to be 86 or 87, which was a lot back then. Mm-hmm. So I just took 1 point off, which the crowd didn't know. I just turned around and said 87. And they said, okay. Well, he ends up winning the round. Thank God. And then, the whole bull riding went this way. And I'm sitting there and I told Charlie Sampson, I said, I'm going to kill you when I get done here. I'm just going to tell you.
Oh, no.
But it ended up really good because they rode like 12 in the long round and 4 in the short round. And the guys that doubled up, you know, it was good. So there was no bitching.
As a fairly young official, I couldn't imagine doing that nowadays.
Holy.
Hey,
yeah.
So listen to this. We go up to after party and we get our checks and stuff. And this Charlie and this OD or whatever his name is, they have their own crew there. And this maybe Snyder, was it Snyder? One of them was there, and they go, this girl standing, and they go, hey, what about the judging? And this girl has no idea it's me. Yeah, that was the worst shit I ever seen in my life. And he goes, oh, I want to introduce you to Allan. He was the judge. Like, it was Snyder. He ran like a goat. Now I'm telling you right there.
Oh man.
Yeah. It was a good experience.
I can imagine.
I look back quick, and we got Wacey Cathy at 14, Ted Noose at 14, Donnie Gay 13, Tough at 12, Jerome at 11.
11. Okay, so that shows you I'm dating myself there. Yeah.
That's okay.
That Wacey, of course, every time he come to Canada, he beat you guys.
Yeah, he did. He won a lot out of Calgary.
And 2 times he comes straight to my house and with the money. And the one time, I got to tell you this story. This has got to be on there. So he's married to Karen, and they come to the house, and Wacey's had like 2 jobs in his life. You know, 2 jobs, seriously. And so he wins 39,000. After he gets the exchange, and he goes home that Karen, that winter I see Karen, I go, what did he buy you for Christmas? He goes, a waffle iron. I said, what? He goes, yeah, that's all he paid for is a waffle iron. I said, well, how'd that fight? He goes, that bastard's been eating waffles for 4 months, and that's all he gets. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yep. Oh shit.
Yep.
Oh man. What about oh geez, there's just so many things I'm thinking now. So you would have been around for the beginning of the PBR
yes.
You weren't competing, but you would have been one of the first judges to go to anything. But Snyder told us that he had a chance to buy in and he didn't do it. They had that first meeting was in Calgary. But where were you in on that?
I was judging. I was judging and I'll tell you, I did the first BROs.
Yeah.
And this is the start. I went to Tacoma. They called me up there. Dennis and Shaw called me up there. And then, so I was doing the BROs. I was doing Charlie's little bull riding set. And then they were all kind of forming and fighting and all that stuff. And then the PBR's coming down. And I remember in the car with Cody and them, we were driving from Red Bluff or one of them up there to the Sacramento airport. And they're talking about the the buy-ins and everything else. I said, well, I'd like to buy in. They said, you can't, you're a judge. That would look terrible. I said, oh, I got you, you know. And after the fact, it was, I understand.
Yeah. Even to be a silent partner would have been something, though. It would have been, to be an option. Yeah. I get it where I get where they said, no,
that would look like it. That would look like crap. And I 100% agreed with him. Yeah. Then it would be just a show, you know, just a set up show. And no, they did it right.
There were no other opportunities that way either, then I would imagine. You couldn't have got back in the second time or third time or weren't.
No, I was pretty much out of it then. I mean, Cody come down to Fort Worth. We hung out and went to the PBR meeting. He had some dealings because he had the PBR up there and stuff. And they were dealing. We had the PBR, I think, finals, or it was a Clint Brong or something right there at the One Arena. But I was just never groomed back into it because I could really see their point. You know, it would muddy the waters.
So, Allan, when you that year that the PBR formed, you know, I believe the story was then bull riders left the room to go to the finals, the NFR, and they were all wearing their PBR coats and things like that. Were you judging that year? And
yes,
and how, if you were, like, how did that, you know, did it put fear into the PRCA that, you know, this is coming and we might lose?
I think by the time they got there, Bear, it was established, it was strong, and it was professional, and them boys all handled themselves good. And I don't think the PRCA had any rub on them. If you look back, guys, do you know what what was the movie? Not 8 seconds before that, with John Travolta and them.
Urban Cowboy.
Urban Cowboy. Do you know how much money Urban Cowboy helped the business?
Tons.
Yeah. Tons. And so,
thousands of pairs of boots and hats and buckles and everything.
I mean, in the same wild rags and all that. And I mean, it brought notoriety to our rodeos. And actually, the PBR was hitting a whole different audience, you know, and the powers to be back then with the PRCA, I'm sure they had probably some little grumblings on it. But if they looked at the business that it brought rodeo in general, it's all a big family, in my opinion. I know we have some different aspects right now going on that they want to, one side don't like them, and it's, you know, but if they just treated it like one big family and they weren't competing for the same, you know, that's the same dollar throughout, who's got it, you know? So that's kind of where I'm at, you know?
Speaking of that too, you well, I think I introduced you wrong because you were a PRCA Pro official for a long time, but is that still the case? Are you still, that is not the case anymore?
Nope. I'm in between a situation where I got mashed at the buck and shoots over there at Burley, and it tore my shoulders up, and I had to have a couple hernia surgeries. And I've been going on with it because of COVID. That was August. And because of COVID, hell, I had to go all the way through till April. And there's some things I didn't want to give up that they added on that was new. So I just said, well, I'm just going to have to go away, you know, at this time.
Okay. And go a different direction, I guess.
I can actually retire. We had retirement and everything.
Yeah.
So I can actually retire and do things when I get healthy and do things on the side and be just as happy, and could possibly go back as a reserve and put in for the rodeos I choose to go to. Okay. It's not a negative at all.
Yeah. So it's a retirement, and you're moving on to the next step of what that looks like.
Yeah, whatever it looks like, you know.
Well, and then maybe you'd have some free time, Allan, to get your ass up here, and we could actually mark some bulls together.
Well, I was going to be the first American to get to go up there 2 years ago.
Yeah,
to Calgary, right?
Did you know that?
I did know that.
I was supposed to come up there last year, Butch and I and Steve Knowles.
Yeah,
and Judge Calgary.
When Keeley's got his bull riding, we should, you know. You should get on a plane and come up to the Glen Keeley and make Justin get you to work. And
hey, maybe can I tell you some stories about him?
Yeah, go ahead. Do. We like stories about old fat.
I will not rat him off. I will not. But he was a good boy. I'm telling you right there. That's a good sum up. Yeah.
Right on.
And has a riding turd too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How about Justin Keeley?
Yeah, that's who I'm talking about, his old Fathead, yeah.
Yeah, Fathead. Me and Fathead get along pretty good, too. I did some bull rides with him. He's great.
Yeah.
Good people. I talked to him beforehand, and we didn't get connected. But he said, "I'm sure." He just texted me just now. Said, "I'm sure you've done it already, but ask him about riding Oscar more times than anyone." I didn't realize you rode him more than anybody else.
Well, actually, Donnie did. He's talking about the time I didn't get marked. Donnie rode him at Angels Camp, and then rode him to Cow Palace, and then in '80, right when we were going to retire him, he was old, and Bob, and he had him in the 10th go around the NFR, and Bob flanked him, and he didn't have a good day at all. But he ended up turning Donnie upside down and against the fence. It was good. It was a good finish.
Holy!
Yeah. I think 79 on him or something. He didn't buck very good.
Oh, had a bad day. Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't know what else to ask right now. There's a couple more, I guess, like biggest moments. Well, there's a couple things, I guess. There was a NFL official story that you had that was. Did you meet up with those guys in San Antonio, or where was it where you met up with the NFL guys and how? And
Mike Pereira and the boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we met up with them, and they kind of followed our paths and wanted to know how we judged, and it was a good experience for them, and they just could not believe how we'd make them markings, and like they're in quarter boxes and stuff for the officials up there, and they're in charge of just certain things, where we're in charge of everything from knockdowns to the barrier working, the flagging, and they asked about replay. This was the push about replay. And I'm for replay because I'm one of the guys that helped on the replay time or two here in the PBR. But you're in the same arena conditions. Camera's same place every time for everybody. And then so you're going to make the calls. It's just black and white. That's how it is, and this is what we see. And you just slapped him at 4, not 8. 7. So they live with it. But they said it would be a detriment to our business because they have millions and millions and millions of dollars wrapped up in video now and replay they wish they never done.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it's so much of a mess to get it, and it slows down the game, and it's just a
Well, yeah, and I'm all for to get it right. I was a replay judge at the American a couple years ago.
Yep.
And the contestants all seemed to want it, and Cody and I was a replay. Cody wasn't official, but I was there, and we had. I'll tell you this. This is we had 4 calls. 2 of them were in the bronc riding.
Mark
and went against the bronc riding, and then they went against the calf roper and the tie calf. And then they didn't call a replay on Scott, which it ended up with Scott Schiffner on the knockdown on the leg deal. I mean, for the dough, But Scott was great. He didn't call a replay or anything, but that was that would have been 4 minuses.
Huh.
That's why they took it out. They didn't want it.
Yeah. I thought I should ask about the highest score you've marked down, or some of the most memorable moments or good and bad calls in your career that way.
Well, I'll go. I'm trying to be a positive guy. I've had the blessings to mark a lot of great scores. I mean, a lot. I marked JB 48 on that black-white face at Sioux Falls.
Oh, yeah, Pearl Harbor.
I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you, I'm marking 48, and Cody asked me how I get to it, and I said, this is how, and he goes, okay. I mean, he is right in my grill where I'm sitting. Michael Gaffney on that one of Canada's, I don't know.
Raising Cane, I believe the bulls.
Yes, it was. That was a good bull ride. But I'll tell you the negative, because this is where you grow from. So we're in the short go at San Antonio, and I'm flagging the bulldogging. And Jason Miller runs his steer, and this is for the chips. And he comes around there, and the horse is kind of blocking me. I'm not moving. There's the secret right here. I'm not getting where I need to be. And all I see him down in the front end. So I say, get him up. He picks him up, throws him down, and they replay it 30 times with a packed house. And all I hear was for 4 minutes booing, right? Boo! You suck, And I'm going, yeah, I suck. I keep looking at him going, oh, God, don't play it again, And Jason is fantastic. Jason is fantastic. He knows the deal. And so the next morning they get on a plane and they go to Tucson, which is a real long score. And Jason misses the barrier and he runs him down there. And I'm telling you, the people look this small by the time he gets off down there. He brings one around and some smart ass out of the bunch yells, get him up. And nobody
no.
knows if he's up or down or not.
Oh no.
But that was most atrocious call, I think.
What about you mentioned the movies? I gotta ask about that a little bit. What did you do in the movie business? You said
I've done some stunts.
Yeah.
I'm getting way too old, as you can see. I'm in a sling now and stuff. But when I started, I did some stunts and stuff, and then I worked on Deadwood from the start to finish, the series.
Yeah.
As wrangling and driving wagons and background and all that stuff, and then it just goes from there. Like I got a good family that lives there that have movie animals, the Lilies and Todd Forsberg and them. They have movie animals, so when they have a job, if I'm not working, I can go over there and work.
Okay.
And it's good money. It's good. It's union. It's kind of union stuff. But then my daughter and Dylan Vick, he's a big stunt guy.
Bull rider.
Yeah. He was. I was there when he was born. Him and his dad and I went to school together. But anyway, they've been working around the clock there in New Mexico on the movies. And then just the other day after the finals, I went and did a deal with a few on Jackass 4.
Oh yeah,
no way.
Right on.
Okay, guys, you got to hear this. So I get there, and Gary's kind of turns the reins over to me, and I know the shots and stuff, and I'm kind of heading it out for him. And this Johnny Knoxville, I guess they're all nuts, right? And
yeah.
they want this bull, and I set it up where this bull's going to hit him. And I tell the first AD and the director, I go, hey, it's going to kill him. Oh no, we do this stuff all the time. I go, I understand. That was 30 years ago when you guys were all loaded. Yeah. I said, this is going to be serious. Said, oh yeah, okay. So we turn him out, and he hits him pretty good. And Johnny don't like it. So we bring in I think it's the Red Bull, and the next one we wipe him out. I mean, brain bleed, broken ribs. I mean, they haul him.
Jesus.
And our next shot was going to be, the little circles in the arena where all the other guys get in. We're going to turn this bull out. Yeah, and so as soon as he goes out of the ranch, all of them there, we're starting to set up that shot, and they go, "Hey, the boss is gone." No way, they all hauled ass.
No shit.
Yeah, so I can't wait to see how they see it in the movie, because it was a wicked hit. Yeah.
Holy shit! So they're making another one. I didn't even know they're making another one right now.
I didn't either.
Yeah,
I didn't either. I haven't heard a word, and this is right during COVID. Right in the middle of COVID season down there. So I figured, hell, you'd hear if he died or not. But Gary told me the other day he's doing good.
Holy shit! Holy shit! So that's got to be one of the wildest stories you had in the movie business. But no, I did some stunts on with Alonzo Lamas. This is going to be 93. In that series, he had a series when he had the long hair. He's kind of a bounty hunter deal, and so they had me ride a bull. Hadn't been on bull in I don't know, 6-8 years or something, And so I pick my bull. I get 25 of flying U's, and they want me to hang up to him, which is no big deal. Big Breno wiped out Johnny Chavez at the finals that year, but he was good to ride. And they said, and then after that, we're going to act like you throw it in the arena with your hands tied, and he's going to hook you. The bad guys are. I said, okay. So I get on the bull, and I said, you're probably only going to get one take because I'm going to be too sore. I'm out of shape. So I ride him around there about 6-7 seconds, and I just drop down in there around his head and hang ups for about, 10, 12 seconds, and shit, I get out of there cleaning shit. I think I'm John Wayne, I planned that shit, and I got all my guys there, Stevens and all them guys around there. So they said, we're going to hold that one shot off till tonight. Well, by the time it got cold down there at Poway, I couldn't hardly move. And so they bring 25 back in, and I've got this rope around my hands, act like I'm tied. Well, it's really, I can just pull my hand out if something goes wrong. And they turn him out. I'm just standing out there like they throwed me out there in front of him. And he runs by me, and he usually keeps his head real low. That's why I picked him. Any guy could just let him hit me in the ass with that horn and flip me. And he'll blow right on by. And it's the first time he goes by me, no hit. I go, huh. So they bring him back in. The second time he comes in there, he raises his head a little bit, and he don't hit me. So I make Mike Stevens said, warm him up, because if we don't, his head's going to be higher than mine when he comes out of the chute. I'm dead, And he comes out of there, and when he hits me, he breaks my hand, rolls my fingers around that deal, and he hooks shit out of me, broke my wrist and everything else. And hell, I was off for 6 months.
Jesus.
Yeah. Do they pay you more for that at least?
Yeah, I got a lot of money for it.
Holy shit.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Jeez.
If it had been a big movie deal, this Billy Burton, who's big in Hollywood, he said that would have been a $25,000-$30,000 stunt right there, dumbass. That's exactly how he said it.
Holy. That is
awesome.
wild. Holy, this has been awesome, Alan.
I got one more. About the NFR, Alan. When you guys judging the NFR and stuff, when they used to have them Wrangler bullfights, did you guys have to judge them too?
Yes.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah. See,
I'm curious about that. Me and Teddy were talking with Ryan on the weekend about those, old scary suckers, and
cheaters.
I just was curious if you had to mark them too.
Yeah, I do the bullfights usually at Salinas.
Okay.
And the BROs, our fellow Canadian Aaron.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he lives there in Vegas, and I would always help him line up the bull, whoever's judging rodeo, who we thought was the best. But I enjoy them. I mean, they got good bulls now, and these guys are getting after it. It's good.
Yeah.
You should see how long Ryan Burns' hair is right now, Alan.
Oh, I'd love to.
I don't know for sure, but I bet it's probably close to what it was like in the 80s for him. I
would say
right?
so. Yeah, it's
probably
damn near
kicked
to
it back a few years.
Sure.
That's the only one we're missing on this podcast, because I still want to know about the cow in the front yard and how many coyotes they shot off that cow. You guys know about that?
No, what's the story there?
Oh God, that cow died, so they died. It's almost winter time, and so they dragged the cow somewhat up by the house, and they're telling me the story. And Ryan is, I'm going, what? He goes, what about the stinking? He goes, no, I don't stink. Heck, it's too cold. He goes, but we'll kill 50 coyotes trying to come eat that sunbuck. They just sit there on the front porch and pop them.
No way. Holy shit.
Well, if we would have given that idea this weekend, Teddy, they would have had 2 cows out there, him and Tanner.
Oh man,
I'll tell you something. I've loved that Ryan Byrne from day one. He's one of my heroes. Yep.
Wacey, I think we better wrap it up. I think
all right, guys.
There's one more question for sure, unless you guys got anything else, Bear.
Oh man, I'm sure we could go on for more hours, but we could save some stuff when get you up here and have some drinks and do it in person.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Well, let me set it in. Last time I was up, you bastards give me that beer. It's way stronger than down here.
When were you up here last?
For that judging seminar in Vancouver.
Oh, okay.
That's where Bear was. I was the sick guy for like 3 days.
Yeah.
I was Wild Wednesday there at the Holiday Inn or wherever we were at. I was drinking. Yeah, look at him laugh. Yeah, it was no good.
Yeah, well, no, yeah. Either way, we'll catch you up here sometime, or we might be down in Vegas, so we might be able to catch you down there too.
Yeah, do that, guys.
So, it'd be great to get together. Yeah, it'd be awesome. But yeah, so we'll wrap it up with the question we ask everybody: what is your definition of cowboy shit?
It's our lifestyle, and it's what we do, and it's the way I look at it is it's how we react. We don't. It's kind of like this COVID deal. Don't lay down in the corner and get your mask on and let them kick you around. My county down here hasn't obliged to any of it. Thank God I live here. I mean, you wear it on if you want, but that's just cowboy shit. It's just be yourself and be honest. That's the honesty, I think, and the integrity, I think, is the best about us and our business. I really do.
I like
and fun. It's fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
100%.
That's for sure. Yeah,
I'll be 63 years old, boys. I still think I'm 30, but the body don't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, thanks for doing this, Alan. This was a lot of fun. Appreciate finally getting lined up and getting the show done. Thanks a lot.
Anytime, guys. Anytime. And if you get down here for any business down here, I'm only an hour and a half from Vegas.
Okay.
Perfect. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for the show. We'll catch up again here soon.
Okay, guys.
Thanks for listening to episode 93 of Cowboy Shit. I'm Ted. He's Wacey, our co-host Bear. Lightbound is here today. Thanks to our guest, Allan Jordan, for being on the show. Thanks to our sponsor, Circle 4 Ranch Water. It's very refreshing.
If you don't drink Circle 4 Ranch Water, then fuck you.
I don't know if you can say that, Wace, but it's a good ad.
I don't see why not, man.
Sounds like
it's our show. We do what we want.
Oh shit. Thanks again, though. Appreciate Courtney Todd on hooking us up. We've almost spent our entire sponsorship on ranch water now. It might be a net zero thing by the end of the campaign, but hey, it's all right. It's good stuff, worthwhile. would recommend if you haven't got any yet. Give it a whirl. Check it out. Check out.
They're available like in liquor stores all over Alberta, and now they're in Saskatchewan. So if you don't see it in your local liquor stores, request some Circle 4 Ranch water. They'll get it in for you. I know because I worked in the industry.
And that's how you do it.
And that's how it works. Yeah, you put it in there. You bug them enough at your local store, they'll get it in.
And you can check out where to get your Circle 4 Ranch water at ranchwater.ca. Check it out. They got all the
and stay tuned to their Instagram channels too, because they always post stories every day of where they're at. So
exactly.
It's at Circle 4 Ranch Water.
Make sure to tag us in your posts about the ranch water. Let us know where you're having one from. Make sure folks know that you tried it out because of the guys at Cowboy Shit. So give it a whirl. They definitely went over well in PA. We brought enough for the weekend, and they lasted about 2 hours into the first night. So went over well over there. That's
a good sign. That's a good, that's a good product.
Possible, right? Yeah.
Doesn't last too long.
Yeah. Storm was like, I was like, Storm, we gotta get more booze. And I'm like, and she's like, well, I brought enough for the week. Who drank it all? I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, I had a couple.
Just said grew some legs and walked away.
Oh shit. Dang. What else, Wace? It's good to be back.
I got sunburned pretty bad on the weekend. I'm struggling here bad. My feet are very sunburned.
Is that from what was up with your from boating yesterday afternoon on Sunday? Hey, but then you had what was up with the full denim like Canadian tuxedo, and then you're wearing fucking white shoes? What was that about?
So I forgot my boots.
You forgot your boots for go to back to business?
Dude, it's my first time I've been to a fucking rodeo in like 2 years.
Jeez.
Oh, so what happened was I left right after work on Friday. So I woke up at 6 and I packed as much stuff as I could because I didn't have much time the night before.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I'll just grab my boots as I walk out the door in the morning. And then
forgot them.
Didn't bring my boots. But you know what, man? I didn't mind. I thought it was a good fit.
Hey, that's pretty good to only forget your boots. Like you could have forgot a belt, or you could have forgot like your hat, but you only
it was close, man. It was close.
And nobody's gonna notice if you're not wearing your boots, so that's okay.
Yeah, unless I brought attention to it, but I thought it was a good fit, man. The white Nikes are slick. I'm officially a part of the white shoes gang.
It's not horrible. Bear, what do you got? What do you got next? What's your next event?
Clooney.
Clooney, yeah, okay. I think that's one of my next ones, except for I think I'm supposed to do this barrel racing for Calgary.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. Teddy.
Yeah, I got to go.
Big barrel racer announcer now.
Not the first time, maybe the second or third. But Keno called up the other day. He's like, hey, when we were in PA, he's like, hey, so we're going to do this qualifier for the Stampede, 3 spots. And we're going to do it in Innisfail on like Sunday and Monday. Can you go do it? And I'm like, he's like, you can bring your sound stuff. We want to make it like, produce up a little bit. Then he's like, if you want to, you could announce it too. And I'm like, yeah, sure. Why not? I'll do it. So we'll see.
So
hopefully we haven't discussed contract yet. Hopefully it pays good. Because if it don't, then I'm going golfing.
So if you're out there putting on a barrel race and you need a guy to come do your sound
and you
do your announcing and you have $20 for the guy,
Skrilla?
We got a guy.
I'll consider it.
One of our very own, Ted Stovin. He will not turn down any work. And he has experience. Has experience.
I might turn it down. Not gonna lie. We'll see.
He spent time around the best announcers in the game, so his barrel racing stuff is gonna be chef kiss.
I'll probably only say names and times. It'll probably be pretty basic.
Yeah. What do you say when they go around the first barrel test?
Nothing. I just
here she comes riding in a spur.
No, that'd be too much. I'd get wore out. I wouldn't want to offend anyone because I'd say something and then I'd be offensive. That I'd get canceled because of barrel racing. Probably wouldn't be good.
You got to be wary. We got to be wary with the barrel racer crowd.
What else you got?
That's a cool opportunity though for those girls.
Big time, eh?
Get into the big show. That's pretty deadly.
Calgary. Yeah. I think they should do it for every event at some point. Just let her buck. That'd just awesome. full American style. Enter up Calgary. You want to get into Calgary? Here you go. You pay $10,000, you can get in. Just keep entering.
Yeah, for that reason, I'm out, man.
$500 fees for those girls to try and enter. It's kind of a lot.
So that's like entering Pinoca, though. Really,
you can win that much. Yeah, it's true. It's like going to Pinoca. You can win more here, right? So
is there going to be like a 1D, 2D, 3D, or is it just like a one?
Winner take all, man. How do you have a 3D for qualifier? You're going to qualify a 3D girl? Come on.
I don't know.
The only thing we have D's in right now is golf because you're in the 4D of golf. And I'm in 3D.
I'm probably gonna win money this week again.
Hey, you might. We didn't tell our story about the fucking golf thing, did we? We can't mention any names. We should tell the story though. So we show up. Did Bear? I told you this, right?
You told me the story. Yeah.
Okay, so sorry about. You have to listen to it again. But anyways, we this is for the people. So we show up to the golf course on Wednesday. It's men's night, and this was like what would have been the 9th, the 9th of June.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
So we no the night it was a second.
It was a second
of June.
Yeah.
So we show up to the golf course and they're like, "Oh, you guys are golfing with those guys? They're awesome. You guys will have a ton of fun." So we get up to the first tee and we're like, we meet the guys and we have, it seems like sweet dudes, and we tee off and they're both physicians, and I'm like, oh, cool, sweet guys. And then one of them makes this comment. He's like, "Oh, it's gonna be fun when the shrooms kick in." And I'm like, what? Shroom? Like, he's got to be joking. Yeah, he can't mean actually.
These guys are doctors.
These guys are
learning doctors.
These are doctors. They're not doing drugs. And then we get up to the second tee, and I'm like, "Hey, what's the deal with the shroom comment? Like, is that legit? Or are you fucking with me? Or like, what's going on?" And he says, "Oh no, you want some?" And I look at Wacey, and I'm like, "Fuck, let me think about it." So we get like halfway down the fairway, and I'm talking to Wacey. I'm like, "Man, like, considering our options," and I asked the guy, like, "So what's this gonna do? Is it gonna freak me out? I'm gonna be okay? What's gonna happen?" And Wacey, like, what were you thinking at the time?
I was all in. I was gonna do it. I had no hesitation. I had no reservations. I'm just like, you know what, man? We're out here with two medical professionals. So if things go sideways, you're with the right kind of people.
Yeah, like you could, it's kind of the ideal situation. Like, if you're gonna do drugs, you're gonna do them with doctors at a golf course. It's gonna be,
and it's one of those things too, where like I'm open to experience. I want to try some stuff, and I haven't gave it a go. So I was like, you know what? What's the worst that can happen?
It's true.
And it turned out to be a great time.
Yeah.
And then I won like $300.
Yeah, Wacey won a couple of the net skins somehow.
It's one of those cases where I'm so bad that I'm good. Like I'm the perfect athlete for men's night skins because my handicap is so high. I remember it was very subtle because it was like, it wasn't too crazy. We didn't freak out and see. Man, it was awesome. Stuff. Everything was so vivid and nice.
The colors were very, very vivid and
chill vibes. It was great.
Yeah, great vibes and the what else? The birdie juice was flowing. The birdie juice was flowing?
Oh, the boys were buzzing, man. It was heck of a men's night.
I remember taking a whiz at one point. I was taking a pee and I looked at this tree branch, like a pine tree branch. And it like came at me almost. It was just so vivid and it was impressive.
That's
we're just going like, whoa, look at this bench.
The best was we get to the old watering hole after, and we have some pizza and some beers, and then Ted pulls up like the leaderboard and he scrolls down and like somehow my name ends up at the top of it with like $278. And I was like, are you kidding me? And I might be one of the best amateur athletes of all time.
He's saying this after his first men's night, Bear.
No, because I've won money in so many different sports. I've won money playing golf. I've won money team roping. I've won money calf roping. I've won money riding bulls. I've won money playing hockey. What else am I gonna win at? It's gonna get old soon.
Probably a few other ones. There's probably a few other ones. I got a call. I don't know who's calling me. It's probably spam, eh? Oh, let's let it go to voicemail.
The CRA probably. Yeah, I'm probably about to go to jail, man.
Yeah, hopefully not. I guess we better call it a show, though. Hey, boys, got anything else for June 16th? I guess.
No, man, things are happening. The world's slowly up. Stampede's gonna happen. Shit's on the go. We're happy.
You got some big sales coming up, Bear? You think we need to pump some merchandise here? They want to sponsor us or what?
Yeah, that'd be a good sponsor, wouldn't it? I'll see what I can do. Yeah, we're busy though. Yeah, we got lots of stuff coming up.
Good to hear. Yeah. Okay, well, appreciate the time, boys. We'll
don't forget to get your cowboy shit. Don't forget to get your ranch water.
Yeah,
and take us in your cowboy shit. Take us in your ranch water.
And we got another sponsor in the works too. We might have to plug a couple other ads in here for the next show, but we'll work on that. We'll get back to y'all next time. Thanks for listening, folks. It's been Cowboy Shit. I'm Ted. He's Wacey. Thanks to our co-host Bear, Lightbound, our guest this week, Allan Jordan, and our editor, as always, Sean Morton. Hey, and we can't forget about Storm. She does all the graphics and makes us look good. So appreciate everybody listening. We'll catch you on the next one.